Hello, YouTube modeling community. This is Rusty Rotor. I'm a day late, and I'll explain. As you can probably tell, I'm sick still. And yesterday I came down here, and I tried 3 different times to make a video. I just couldn't do it. I couldn't even hold my head up. So the open box review is kind of out the door. I apologize for that. But we are going to review the kit. A little bit now, and a little bit when it becomes important. It is the 65 gasser by Mobius. This kit came out in 2021. For you parts number guys, it's parts 2324. Mark Hobby Nut Models, his link will always be down below. Guys, go there and pick you up one of these. If he's out of stock, just shoot him an email. Asking him when, if and when he's going to get more in. And, he'll take care of you the best he can. I didn't check before this video to see if they're still in stock or what, but, it's something you can do quick. And while you're there, pick up some paints, something, whatever. So since I've already gone through this kit, and a zillion other people have already reviewed it, built it, it's even been around to shows now, so everybody's got a good look at it. There's not really much to go about it. From my perspective, it's very clean, very, very precise. Most of the details all prominent, so it's really stands out. The stance, it's just right. One would not have to modify or tweak a whole lot more, unless you just want that complete launch, off the line look. It's pretty much got that now. Then they throw in the wheelie bars, the traction bars. That really, sets the tone for this car. I don't think it can be built stock. I didn't see anything. There's a few stock components in here, but there's not enough to build it stock. So, and there is two rear clips, one year, one the other. So I'd say one was this is a 65, so one's a 65 and the other one's a 66, possibly. You Nova guys would know more than me. I really like the dashboard. You see the detail is really crisp, clean. I'm sure they give decals for the dash. They always usually do. And I like that the interior is stripped down. There's no fancy stuff, just a window, door handle, and the rest. So we'll probably bare aluminum foil this, maybe, or I may just airbrush it aluminum. I've got the vehicles picked out for the diorama and how I want to do the diorama. I just don't have the all the details of each car, hammered down yet, how I want to do each one. I do have a good idea for this one. The basis anyways. The only thing I can say negative about this kit, and I do understand the reason why, is that the wheels do not match, the front and rear, as far as style. And I know from racing cars myself that most of the time you always had an extra set of wheels with an extra set of slicks on them. They didn't match the car. You just in case you blew one, you have one to put back on it and keep racing. But in the model world, it's just as easy to make 4 matching wheels. These things aren't really burning the tires off of them to where they need to have that different look. That could be left up to you to take an extra slick and put if you're building a diorama within it, put extra slicks on some other rims and set them there next to them. That type thing. I'd much rather see on the finished model all 4 wheels matching. That's just a pet peeve of mine. Doesn't mean they're a horrible model company because they don't do it, but Mobius, you guys know I boast about them a lot. I love Mobius, and it's because I've built all the other ones. I've built AMT, MPC. I've built Revell Monogram, of course. I've built Tamiya. I've built Hasegawa. I've built let's see. There's a lot of off brands that I've built too, you know, just over the years. And the Blue Rat, which is a Mobius kit. That's the first kit I'd ever built by Mobius. And I have 2 or 3 more up here. Most of them are all trucks. Because I absolutely love the way they go together. Now, they get a little hairy on some of the instructions on where things actually should go, but they're pretty much on point. And other than that ramp truck having some warpage issues, you know, I've never had any problems with Mobius whatsoever. I just absolutely love the way they go together, how authentic they look. So, you know, Mobius, I think, knocked it out of the ballpark with this one. You know, whether it's retooled over after something else, I don't know. I don't care. It's, I mean, your purists may find some flaws here and there as far as it being, you know, 100% legit. But, you know, to me, this is the year I was born. So, I mean, I wouldn't know anyways until later in life. And like I said, I am a Nova fan. I've owned a 69 Nova before, but never, you know, older. So I don't know the yings and yangs of what's right, what's wrong, but to me, it looks right. So there'll be some extra parts when you build this, of course, depending on which engine you put in it. There's only, excuse me guys, I'm still battling this cold. There's only one engine, but there's like a couple options for intakes and stuff like that. But what I saw was a stock air cleaner, a stock intake. There was like 2 sets of heads, 2 sets of valve covers. The chrome ones with the fins would be cool to use, or the ones that say Chevrolet with a bow tie on it. Either one of those would look, you know, cool to me. My plan for this is to try to stuff a 572 down in it. I don't know if it'll work or not. We can take a look here real quick. Here's the a la Impala's 572. Now, mind you, the chassis is not in this. But, I mean, maybe if I shifted the radiator forward a little bit. I mean, the fan belts and everything's on this one already, so. And I've got, if I kept it tight right there, I got a 3/16 of an inch from the face of the pulley to the back of the core support, or upper core support. Now, mind you, that's just holding it in place. That's not after everything's tucked in there. And, you know, I would probably have to rework the transmission tunnel, which that would be okay. If that was all I had to do, I wouldn't mind that. I'm trying to find the main chassis. Okay, so I guess this is the main chassis. So we'll take a look here real quick and see. Yeah, it's not really going to determine if I could use it or not, but at least with this being in there, I know how far back the engine could go. The front is tubular, the framework up front. So that may allow us to use this 572. Now with the trans tunnel being in place and me holding it down where it really should be, and not there, sliding the engine back as far as I can without modifying the trans tunnel, you can see kind of I'm right at the core support, or the upper core support. So I would definitely have to do some trans tunnel work. Because we'd want that back probably where the distributor would be underneath the cowl, kind of like that. So, and that the transmission actually saddles in there very well. The only issue I see is the headers overlap onto these, which is probably the structure of the front suspension. So the only thing really I could do is just mock up the front suspension and kind of see where this fits how it fits down in there. Because the base 572, I mean, all the other things I have would be, you know, the total ram or what have you would fit on there. This is a good looking engine. You know, this isn't the total ram. This is just the 2.4s. The total ram, we really haven't reviewed that much because it was a newer item. Excuse me, guys. So that's to be remain to be seen. The tires, I think I'll go with a little wider tire in the back. I think, if I'm not mistaken, yeah, these are up inside the wheel well. So if I go wider tire, I probably have to raise the ass end up so the tires stick out through the wheel wells, or tub it. See, these are all things that I really won't know until I actually start building. I kind of wanted to do a little bit more with this one since this was gifted from Mark. I kind of always like to go above and beyond ones that he sends me to open box review and build. I have 5 other ones. I have 6 here now. Is that right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I have 7 gassers here now. 2 of them aren't gassers. I'm going to convert them from regular model kits to gassers. One is a 41 Willys. It's a rebuilder. I have, all I got is the frame, the body, and the interior tub. I have to come up with everything else for them. The Willys, I may not even have the frame for it. I can't remember. But the other one's a 34 Ford pickup truck. Pick them up. We're going to gas that one all the way out too. And then I'll show you these. 41 Willys, Big John, Mazamanian, 41 Willys gasser. We've got the Anglia, 57 Ford wagon gasser, and then the 51 Henry J. You guys have all seen those kits. They're, I mean, pretty much, you know, all the Henry J's are the same, just different packaging. They did change a few things around here and there. Same way with the Willys. The Anglia, I think, is still pretty much the same. I did have that as a young man, and, you know, it's one that I gave away when I gave all my stash away. I never did get a chance to build it, so it's been, you know, peeing at the back of my head. So I'm sure I'm going to be really challenged on those 2 alone, the Henry J and the Anglia, to build them. The Willys, I've built enough of them to know what to watch for. The 57 Ford gasser, I've never built that kit as far as the station wagon one. I've built, I forget what it was. I think I built the regular 57 Ford sedan years ago. It might have been the Crown Vic, 57 Crown Vic. I don't remember. I know there was one in there that I did build. But the other 3 are coming from Mark. I've got them on hold right now. And they're all actual gassers. It's a Vet, 40 or 41 Willys pickup truck, and a 40 or 41 Willys van. So there'll be a total of 9 gassers. There will be 2, well, one's an Explorer or Expedition, one of the 2. It's kind of like a toy, kind of like a chase truck. I'm just going to repaint it, tone it down, and give it a decent paint job, and use it as one that's pulling one. So we'll have a flatbed trailer. We'll have the ramp truck, the 72 ramp truck. Not the C10 on it, but it'll be the 97 F100 or F150 extended cab. Will be the front of that ramp truck. And then I have to build up an ambulance. Now, you know, stay tuned to the end of this video. I'm going to put some pictures up of they're kind of the vintage photos of Edgewater Drag Ride. I think a couple of them are newer pictures too, so you guys kind of get to see. So the diorama will be kind of like right at the beginning. You know, the cars roll around and come up to staging, and, you know, the burnout box, and then, you know, they're staged there waiting for the lights to turn green. So from there, and, you know, a little ways down the track, and then everything to the right of that, everything to the left of that, and then a little bit, you know, towards me, you know, from the staging lane. And then behind the bleachers, which is, would be on this side if I'm facing down the track. Next to that will be like a bathroom, his and hers bathroom, and then a snack shack. And there'll be people all around that, people up in the bleachers, people standing over here. I'll have the guy in the center. Actually, there'll be a couple guys in the center. And then I'll have 2 cars up at the lights, 2 cars getting ready to come in as soon as they take off, and then, so on and so forth around. And 1 car will probably be on a trailer. And then we'll have the marquee using the letters that Mark sent us for saying, Edgewater Raceway welcomes Saturday night gastronomites, so, something in that line. And then the little entry shack, there's like a little bit of, a little building at the beginning. So if it was like sprinkling or raining, the inspectors would stand inside that. You pay your money. They would come out and they inspect your car underneath the hood, underneath the car, make sure everything was up to safety, so on and so forth. So it'll start there, and then, most of it, there's a lot of trees and everything, the road coming in, and the main parking lot out back, where all the hot rods would park and guys would work on them. And then you come into a little grassy area, and that's where the snack shack and the bathrooms would be. And then you walk up and sit down in the bleachers. Across from the bleachers was the towers, and the ambulance would park out, in front of one of the towers. So, but you'll be able to kind of get a gist of it by the pictures. This diorama will start after the first year also. And when I say start these guys, we're just going to be starting them. There's a lot to them. It's going to be a long, drawn-out process, considering I'm going to be working on basically 3 dioramas at once. But we will be continuing to work on just regular kits. Mark sends them for open box, so we'll be doing those and building those. A few other projects I need, stalled-out projects. That'll be probably a new series I start. Just call it Stalled-Out Projects. And we'll do an update on those. Showing you, where, kind of like at the beginning, showing you where I'm at with it, what caused me to stall out on it, and then going ahead and getting it finished, for good or for bad. Because they're just, they're sealed up in a tub, or they're in their original box, and they're just sitting there. To me, it's uncalled for. I spent money on them. I need to get them out and finish them. But I know there's reasons why I stalled out on them, and then I just gave up, and I got sucked down a wormhole on another one, as we all do. But I'm telling you, you need this kit in your stash, if nothing else. If you just want to break the monotony and build a box stock race car, it's ideal. It's perfect. I mean, the sky's the limit. They all had crazy paint jobs, all this crazy lettering. I mean, you can go a long way, and you can fully detail that thing out. Crazy if you wanted to. Again, I'll show you my Christmas tree lights. I have decals made for all these bars up here, and down the center, it has a name on it. This one I think I'm going to take, because this was an 8-hour print for this little thing. It's because all the support. I'm going to cut it about to right there, and I got square styrene tube. I'm going to slide up over that, and then just extend it, because this is okay left to right. It's just the height. It needs to be taller. And by just this alone, probably another inch taller. Maybe 1.5 inches. So it's going to be easier just to adapt a square styrene tube over it. And once it's all painted, you won't be able to tell it anyways. Versus going through another 8-hour print. And possibly it failing. And then, that time's wasted, resin's wasted, blah, blah, blah. Buick is in the same spot, because I've been so sick. Like I said, I'm not fooled with anything. 2 days ago, I came down and I did work on the Diora. I think it was Monday after Monday's video, or it may have been Tuesday's video. No, Tuesday, I think is when I came down. I'm almost done with the Diora. It's been an absolute blast. And seeing it come to life is, to me, is like I'm like a little kid again. It's like, holy crap, now I want to get down on the floor and play with this thing, because, I had this Hot Wheel. I think I had 2 of them. They were different colors. But, so it brings back memories. And, that's one of the key things to this, this group build. I just kind of want to reiterate that, guys. This was designed to bring your beloved Hot Wheel to life, so to speak. From 1/64th up to 1/25th scale or 1/24 scale, whichever kit you chose. And the simplicity of it, of keeping it so simple, because as Hot Wheels were simple, there was nothing highly detailed on a Hot Wheel. I mean, it was for its time. It's like you had never seen that before. But as far as detail goes, they weren't all that detailed. So you're kind of three-dimensionalizing your Hot Wheel, and through the brilliance of Ryan creating these wheels, and it's not that he created. I mean, the red line wheels have been out for since I was a kid. It's just he created it in model form, bigger scale, and replicated it. And I'm really surprised nobody's done that before, especially model companies when they release a Hot Wheels kit. How cool would that be to release a vintage Hot Wheels kit, or just like this, the Dior come out as a Hot Wheels version, but have the actual red line wheels with it. Think of the possibilities that would create. Even though the kit would be super simple, you go buy it and you're building a replica of your Hot Wheel, and now you got all these big Hot Wheels up on your shelf. They're fun. And like I said, I've literally, I worked 8 hours one day, not even 8 hours, about 7 hours one day, and I worked 4 hours another day. That's all the time I got into this. What's that? That's 11 hours I have into this group build, and I'm almost done. I literally have two pieces to paint. I have the headliner and interior to paint on the interior, and I think that's primarily it. And then it's final assembly. My glass is painted. We're going to take a sneak peek at it. I was going to hold it till the 27th. I'm just too amped. I want you guys to see it. But we will show it again on the 27th and more in depth. It'll probably be my final. I still submit a video on my birthday of the final kit. Because, I'll still have to wet sand it out, polish it out, so on and so forth. And I'll show it the final like everybody else will do. But remember, guys, the 27th of this month is your update video. I don't expect everybody to be done. But, this has been, I wish more people would have got involved, because I think you would have really seen how much fun this was. Especially if you bring a lot of people in to help you. That was the second part of it, is getting other people involved. Whether they painted the wheels for you, or they painted the body for you, or the interior, whatever. Get your wives involved if they're willing. Your daughters, your nieces, nephews, cousins, grandmothers, whatever it may be. You'd be surprised how many people would be willing to get involved in a project like that. It's a piece of art. It's time well spent with family. It's not like, it's just a model. I ain't got no time for that. Well, there's people that way, but mostly in general, everybody's got 5 or 10 minutes they can sit down and maybe give you a pointer, or they paint this little item for you. And I want to know about that, because that's awesome. There is I don't know if they're husband and wife, but boyfriend, girlfriend, brother and sister, whatever they are, that are in the build off. So I'm looking really forward to hers, because it's in the Nova, and his as well. And I think him and Marcy are doing the same. No, take that back. I forget what he's building. I have to go back and look at my paperwork. But I will periodically here gather up pictures, and I'll try to put those together and have them up at the end of the video to kind of see who's doing what, and how it's unfolding. There's nothing really perfect right now to really show. They just did their entry videos and their first day, and nobody's got a lot done. I'm the only one, because I thought I picked a hard kit and it was going to take me a while to do this and do that, and it just clicked and went. Same with his Buick. I struggled at the end with the Buick. The only thing that could really get me now is the clear coat, and I was still far enough ahead of the game to where I could sand it all back down and go at it again and still have plenty of time. Last but not least, Acme, November 5th, guys. I will be there. My room is reserved. I spent the other evening talking to Fred Henry. He gave me the information so I could get my room. I got that all taken care of. The plans have been made. Departure time from here, hopefully the arrival time there. I'm trying to narrow it down. I'm going to bring 6 to 8 kits or builds, for good or for bad. I'm bringing them. And you guys will get to see them. Because like I said, I tell you all the time, my stuff is not perfect. Even though it looks, I'm wowed, by looking through the camera at my stuff, how nice it is. And it is nice, don't get me wrong. It's just, there's other guys that do way, way better than me. And I always strive to, be as good as them or produce something as good. It just doesn't happen. So, as good as mine are, that's probably about as good as I'm going to get. I can do better on certain things, and I always strive to do better at those where, what caused an issue this time, hopefully I can correct it and won't cause an issue the next time. But the Buick overall is a good build, and so are all the other ones. There's flaws on them, and some of them are visible. Some of it, you can tell where I rushed a little bit, a little sloppy here, a little sloppy there, but, I try to pack a lot into something, and it doesn't always come out crisp and clean and perfect and straight and narrow and this, that, and the other. So I just don't want you to be alarmed like, well, man, his stuff is... No, it is compared to other guys that are a lot better than me. Same way as, maybe something I build is a lot better than what you build, or vice versa. It doesn't matter. But the main thing is I like what I build. I'm happy with what I build. There's things that make me unhappy about it, but the overall, I'm happy with each and every one that I put in my display case or in a little portable display case. I'm happy with those, and I do know where the flaws are. So it's not that I'm like arrogant. This doesn't have any flaws. This is perfect. This is going to win every award. No, I don't expect any of my stuff to win down there at all. If I do win, I would be super humbled and floored that anything won on that level of, platform. Maybe smaller shows, it's a little easier. Lighting's not always as good. My shop is brighter than what Acme will be. So I see more flaws than what they would see. So I can correct more before I get there. So less would be visible, which kind of helps. That was planning and designing the room, because I did want to compete. I hate competing, but if I was to compete, I want to at least have a little bit of an upper hand of knowing I can see more where I normally wouldn't have seen it, and taking it to a show that all of a sudden there's these bright ass lights and it reflects everything, and it looks like I threw a piece of garbage on the table. But that being said, but yeah, I'll be at Acme. I'll be bringing some shop cards. Don't be shy. Walk up, say hi, shake my hand. I'll sign a shop card for you. If it's, I haven't gotten one out to you already, we can talk. That's what I'm primarily going there, is to meet everybody and talk and have fun. And everything else that goes along with it. What else? We will be starting the Volkswagen here probably today or tomorrow. The Budweiser today or tomorrow. Buick will be done here in a few days. I'm just going to take my time from here out and make sure everything fits right, and get the hood done. I'm waiting to clear the Diora until I get the surfboards painted, which I'll probably do here after a while, and then clear the Buick hood so I can respray the black. So I think that's really about it, guys. The same old thing. Follow, like, share, thumbs up, thumbs down, hit that bell notification. Subscribe. It's free. If you There was something I been running through my head. I wanted to say it. I can't remember. But you know, the giveaway is still there. I didn't do away with it. It's just taking us forever to get there, to reach that goal. So, you know, you got to pass the word, get other people involved, come watch the channel. We'll get those subs up, and then I'll start releasing more information on the prizes, what they'll pertain each, you know, first, second, and third. I may throw an honorable mention in there. I don't know. You know, it's kind of just playing around with some ideas. Again, I don't feel super good today. And figured out what I have a sinus infection, and that's just kicking my ass. So I'm going to call it quits here. We'll see you again tomorrow for what's on the bench. It'll be primarily updated on the Buick. I will give you a sneak peek of the Dior real quick. As you can see, my tires and wheels are painted. Whoops, I haven't glued them together yet. I primed them, sanded them, sprayed them with chrome, then hand painted the black and hand painted the red line. I mean, they look awesome. My interior's painted. I think I'm going to leave it just like this, like a Hot Wheel would be. Everything's black. The detail's there. It's prominent. You can see it. You know, those are gauges, the speedometer, tachometer's down there. The stereo and all the buttons are there. You can see them. My glass is painted. The body is painted. Tonneau cover's painted. Rear pan's painted. The chassis is in it already. So is the engine. It's all painted. The chassis comes back out. I got to clear coat the body, the rear pan, and like I said, I got to paint these two surfboards and the rotors for the front and calipers. I got the two B-pillar molds, whatever these things are, vents, painted. They're ready to go in, and that's pretty much it. Then final assembly. So you can see it went really quick, with 11 hours worth of work, and that's where I got with it. I have the exhaust still to paint. So, you know, there's like three pieces or three components to paint, and then get everything clear coated, let it dry, wet sand it out, polish it, and then final assembly, which will take 10-15 minutes to assemble it. So I'm looking forward to seeing your guys' progress on the 27th. Just because it showed a little bit today doesn't mean you guys have to. You can show your work all you want. I'm only requiring, you know, once a month, and then the final. So that's totally up to you. Again, next year, I hope to see a lot more involved in it. I think you'd be really surprised and amazed how fun it is to know that you don't have to paint all that little detail underneath and inside, and add all these decals, and, you know, or all the steps that maybe you're not good at decals like me. So you never look forward to that, or painting all that little intricate decal. You're not good at that. That's the simplicity of it. We don't have to. It's not, the Hot Wheels don't have it, so we don't have to put it on there. The hardest Hot Wheel I thought that would be out of it would be the Volkswagen Bug, because a lot of Volkswagens, some of them have sunroofs, but you know, if you have that kit, you're ahead of the game. But you still have to retrofit an engine sticking through the front hood. And it's got to be not like monstrous, but to the scale of the Hot Wheel, but to the scale of your model. So it's got to look the part. So you may have to go through 3 or 4 engines to find the right pieces you need for it to look right. And then figure out somehow to mount it to the hood other than just slapping it with a slab of glue. You know, you probably want to put something there in place that you can just set the engine down on and glue it to that. And we don't, you know, fudge up a great paint job. And not 2 tones or anything like that. That way, if you're not real good at painting, at least you can paint one color. It'd be a lot easier to just paint one color. So the simplicity of it is there, and everybody's results will be different. Everybody's at different levels. So we're just really hoping to see a lot of cool, you know, finished builds here. And like I said, I want to take a picture and make like one collage picture, and I'll get them printed out, and I'm going to send each one of you one that got involved this year, and I'll have one here to hang in my shop. And hopefully that grows every year, that we get more and more involved. And that'll happen by the word of you guys, spreading out there, that next year be looking forward to getting involved in the group build. Go ahead and get your wheels ordered. Set them to the side. Be researching your Hot Wheel. We're still going with the same era, the 60s to the beginning of the 70s, red line Hot Wheels. That's never going to change. I may add a couple more Hot Wheels to give you more options for models, but we're not going to get out of that era. That we're going to stay within that era. And I don't care if I see 3 Dioras next year. That's the whole simplicity of it all, is hopefully I see, something different from each person. There's a lot of Hot Wheels to choose from. So keep that in your mind. I've rambled enough. We'll get off here. I don't know what I'm going to do. I feel like crap. You guys can probably tell the way I look. I'm just nasally congested. My head's pounding. I wanted to get this out. I've had issues with uploading again, taking 9 hours to upload a video. So I need to get off here, cut this short. You guys, like I said, go down and check out Market Hobby Nut Models. Pick you up a kit. Anything else you need. You're helping me in this channel. Bringing great things, content for you guys to view and see. My madness with it. Again, I'll be at Acme. Don't be scared to walk up and say hi. We've covered that. And, the Buick, we'll touch base more on that Friday. And that'll probably be pretty much all we talk about is the Buick. And how everything's gone. So, I'm out of here. This is Rusty Rotor. I'm out.